What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of the Braxtons season 2, episode 2. Um, all right, for real, I gotta give it to you straight, no chaser, okay? Regardless. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I didn't realize that they was gonna keep on doing the same thing that they did in the first season. Um, that they're doing currently now, and it is the reason why, like, I feel like the season is going to be cute for what it is. It's going to be a little bit better than the first season, okay? This is after looking at this second episode, I figured out some of the things that's probably irritated me about this show, and it's probably the cause for a little bit of the disconnect that I have, because I'm noticing, and this is the second episode, it's like, granted, well, I did have. I don't feel connected like I did in Braxton Family Values. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel the connection. I don't feel. I'ma just be real. The shit feel put on. Okay, it just feel like we scraping at the bits and we trying to come up with a show. No shade to fill a contract to get a little bit of money or whatever. If that's the case, that's fine, because reality ain't always reality these days. But at the same time, it's not really connecting with me, because first of all, I'm getting distracted by the fact that y'all keep on doing these flashbacks or these flash forward scenes, okay, to this big altercation, which I'm pretty sure is going to be in the season finale. And given that it's saying that it was 3 weeks earlier and all this stuff, it's given that the season is going to be a short season again. It's going to be like 8 episodes like the first season. Okay, that's fine. But at the same time, I feel like, why do you keep alluding to what's going on and not just give us everything right in order and stop doing these flash forwards and flash this or whatever to that particular scene? The people are already going to tune in who going to tune in. You don't need to do it like that. Also, the having and breaking the fourth wall by having production be a part of the cast, and we seeing what's going on, I don't want that, and that is irritating me so bad. And I feel like that is the main thing that's causing me to, like, girl, what? Every time I hear something about cameras rolling, we're gonna do this, I shouldn't hear that on the goddamn reality show. This is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And it make it feel like I should know the ins and outs of how your show work, okay? Let me live in my world of delusion and just let me feel like, as soon as you get up there, okay, the camera start rolling and y'all going. You ain't got to say scene or nothing like that. Y'all just going. Ain't no break, ain't no stop, ain't no, okay, cue this and all this stuff. And, can we get this and let's set this scene up for this. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. And again, this is my feelings, my opinion. But hey, it ain't my show. But moving on from this, we're going to have to be honest, okay? Especially in this episode. And I'm saying that as a person who is cool with Towanda, who don't really like Tamar at the moment, you know what I'm saying? But I can be fucking fair. And y'all know me, I can be fair, okay? And you got to call a fucking spade a goddamn spade, all right? But here we go. The whole situation, the episode starts off again with a flash forward with that one scene that is building up the season to be about the fight between the sisters that's going to happen. You get Tamar and it's like they're giving us bits and pieces until we get the full scene. Baby, stop doing that to us, okay? Just go ahead and let the shit play out until we get the full scene at the end of the season, because that's what it's going to. You know what I'm saying? Or at least in the middle of the episode, okay? Or I should say in the middle of the season. Because if y'all gonna drag it out for 8 episodes, bitch, I'm gonna be ready to go. The fuck? But anyway, here's my thing. They're sitting at that table, and then we find out that Tamar was invited to Tawanda's wedding, and not only was she invited to her wedding, she was a matron of honor. I said, whoa, how the fuck did that happen? Y'all know y'all said the same thing too. Okay? Because I said, oh, okay. And then, Tamar acting like, she wasn't invited. because they was talking about is she gonna come to Tulum for the bachelorette party and all of this stuff, and she was saying that she wasn't invited and woo woo woo, and then they go into the getting into it and all this shit, and it's a back and forth, and Towanda was like, did I say that you wasn't invited? Did I say that you wasn't invited? But did you say that she was? Okay, that's the thing. And truth be told, I don't know. Let's just go there. Listen, I'm trying to go in order. Then we get into the present. Well, we get back onto the timeline 3 weeks earlier, back to the podcast, right? With Ashley and Tamar. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Ashley using a platform to get her voice out there. I feel like anybody who's been through any type of abuse, again, they deserve that. And I understand some people may feel like, Tamar just using this or whatever, and she's not being authentic, she's not being real. I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a good thing. If it's some other ulterior motives that's going on, that's fucked up. But presently, from what I see, I feel like it was a good thing, okay? It's too bad that the public probably won't be able to hear that because her daddy, the brother, then sent the cease and desist, okay? Moving on from that, they had a good time. Then we get to this whole thing with Tamar and the tour. Now, girl, y'all, listen, I was going to get into October London. I saw the comments and the people were saying, girl, you need to go ahead and listen to him. I'm going to listen to him. Y'all know I got kind of caught up. She just been going to ride a little bit this week, and then D'Angelo passed away. I just been all up into D'Angelo world. Like, it's just so sick. God damn it. So D'Angelo passed away. I was just focused on that. I'm sorry. Mind you, that was just a couple of days ago. I had a whole week to get into this. But like I said, I do it. Next week, I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you the verdict, okay? And y'all got to hold my feet to the fire. Because the people were saying, listen to the man. And I said, okay, I'm going to listen to him, all right? But they're doing a photo shoot. No shade, that photo shoot was, that was a nice photo shoot. It really was. Truth be told, I was sitting there looking at that scene. I said, something is different about Tamar. What the fuck is going on? And I forgot that last week she said she got her titties done. Because I said, them bitches look big as fuck. What happened? I forgot she said she got her titties done. Hey, it is what it is, okay? But she had a little freak out, a little crash out on the set because they were trying to do the group photo shoot and solo photo shoot for promo for the tour that they're doing together. It's going to be her, October London, and Ro James. Truth be told, I feel like Ro James don't get the respect that he deserves. And I know that it was some label shit that was going on behind the scene that basically stunning him. And the reason why we weren't getting the shit that we were supposed to be getting on the time that and I hope he get that shit figured out because he's a talent, okay? Underrated as hell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all told me to get up into October London. Y'all get y'all asses up into Ro James, okay? We'll do the trade-off. And some of y'all like, bitch, I was already there. Okay, I get you. We here. And so they was doing a little promo. And so when it come time for her to take her picture, it was like a bar, but mostly what it looked like was a lounge situation, okay? And technically speaking, I didn't even know there was supposed to be a bar or a lounge because if you look at it, they're just sitting on the couch. So whatever. And then they're doing their signature drink, okay? The photographer wanted her to do martini, hold a martini glass. And she was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And I felt like this was totally unnecessary. I get what you're trying to do, but it's the atmosphere of what it is. Truth be told, Tamar, don't nobody give a fuck what type of drink you're holding, okay? Because I felt like Tamar got this whole thing in her mind, you ain't grow up in the hood, okay? Let's just be 100% real. And 9 out of 10 you weren't around hood people like that, okay? Until you probably got older and you got fascinated with it and you wanted to become and assimilate and try to copy and cosplay as you do most of the time. But you want to be this ratchet. I don't understand the ratchet image. And I don't know if it's because you want to break out from being looked at as trying to copy Tony or whatever. Because when she said, I don't want people to think that, they coming to get a Tony show. Trust and believe. The people know what type of Tony. They're not going to get that confused, okay? You can never get that. I'm sorry. It's got to be real. No shade. But the people that come see you, they know what they're coming to see you for. At the end of the day, it don't matter if you holding a martini glass, a Long Island iced tea, a beer bottle. Don't nobody give a fuck. Bitch, we don't give a fuck what you drinking. When we go there to see, or when the people went to go see your movie, to your concert, 9 times we're not thinking about no drink. But truth be told, when I go out, I do get a Long Island. Y'all know that's my drink of choice, bitch. I gotta be fucked up, okay? Because that's when I get the loosest. Damn. Y'all know I'm supposed to be going to Brandy and Monica concert tomorrow. I had to cancel it. Because some shit is going on. And so I seen that they're coming back on the 25th. Bitch, and then I just, fuck all this shit right quick. And I just seen some clips, right? And Kelly Rowland, I don't know, girl, what the fuck? Bitch, you look bad as fuck, bitch. And that's in a good way. Y'all know Listen, I just feel like that's a fat ass black woman. That is my cup of tea, bitch. Y'all know I go off on Beyonce for real, but I will literally, if Kelly threw it at me, mind you, and I feel like it's kind of kismic because her husband's birthday is the same birthday as mine. What that say? We already got some shit in common. You already letting the Capricorn in you. Let another one. Okay. That did sound right. That sounded very, I'm sorry, no disrespect. You know, you are a married woman with kids and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure you're happy with them. But yeah, I seen the little opening and she sound good. She look good. You know, she was playing up in Beyonce concert. When you see it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But I ain't got no problem with it because she pulled that shit off because, baby, they come from the school of Destiny Childs and Mouth Knows. And yes, she was giving. And then I'm seeing the other clips of Brandy and Monica doing, oh, that shit belongs to me, bitch. Oh my God. And then Brandy, listen, bitch. Vocals. Everybody is giving vocals. I got to make it to the next one. I seen that they was coming back on the 25th. Some shit came up. I ain't gonna be able to go tomorrow. I'm so pissed off. But I need to be there. And I fucking know, like on the 25th, Kelly ain't even gonna be here. Kelly ain't gonna be here. Coco Jones gonna be here. I'm so mad. And it just pissed me off even more because I shouldn't have seen them clips. And they were all given and they all look fucking, this is the sisterhood that I've been looking for. Okay? Bitch, I need the Braxtons to get that shit together. Get the sisterhood shit together because ain't no way in hell y'all should be just letting y'all legacy come to this, that y'all bumping heads and getting at each other and fighting on TV. Bitch, anyway, I just had to put that out there. But yeah, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about what drink you got. It wasn't that big of a thing to, and I get it, but at the same time, it wasn't nothing to crash out over like that, okay? And then you chose a beer. It's like you want to be ratchet so bad. And it's like, you try so hard to be that. And we know that ain't you. We know that ain't you like that. We know that it's very much forced. Okay? Just like you try to take on the persona of a gay man, and that's why you keep all the gays around you. What's going on? Can we just have them more? Anyway, moving on from that. She had that moment, but, you know, when they actually did the photo together, that shit was bad as fuck. I ain't even gonna hold you. They look all good as shit in there. I said, you know, good job, photographer. You know what I'm saying? And of course, she had to do a little conducting with her her team and all that shit, and be like, y'all dropped the fucking ball, okay? One person dropped the ball, and it make all of us look bad, which is true. But moving on from that, she in the midst of doing this whole thing with the photo shoot. You know, some dude, Phil or whatever, he come up in there. I guess that's her. I don't know who the fuck he is. But she wanted him to come to Tulum with her, right? And he was like, I'm not going to Tulum. This is the time for you to go down there and you and your sisters to, you know, hash out whatever it is that y'all got going on and y'all to have some sister time, some bonding time. And this is where we gotta keep the shit real, okay? Because there was a bunch of hypocrisy going on in this episode with people. And it's two people, Tamar and Towanda. And I'm finna explain, okay? First of all, Towanda get into a car accident. Well, she got hit by a car. Okay, she was dropping Sean off to the hotel. To the airport. Okay, get my shit together. She was dropping Sean off to the airport. Sean, take that shit off your head. Take that shit off your head, or at least rinse it at least 50 more times so it can get a little bit less dark, okay? Get that Beijing up out of it, all right? Because you look a fool, bitch. It's funny as shit, all right? It's funny as shit. I said I know it's a piece, and then when he was standing up there over Towanda, and it was a little piece coming up in the back, I said, nigga, come the fuck on. You was stressed the fuck out. And he was like, hell yeah. I said, take that shit off. He said he missed being having a little bit of hair. Maybe he can't grow that shit, but he said, let me get it. And I ain't got no, trust and believe, I don't have a problem with men wearing pieces, okay? Just don't make it so obvious that it's a goddamn piece. That's the problem. Same thing, I ain't gonna say that because, you know, with the women too. Like, I shouldn't see your lace. Your invisible part shouldn't be so visible. Your middle part shouldn't be your whole middle head. You know what I'm saying? It just... You get what I'm saying? Take that shit off. Or at least, you know, take some of the dye out, okay? But she was dropping him off at the hospital. And then, well, not the hospital, at the airport. And she came from dropping him off. And she was walking, I guess, to go back to her car. And she wound up getting hit by a car. Some lady hit her with the car. And she basically flew in the air. Bam! Mama fell on the floor. Tumbled a little bit, all that shit, fucked her wrist up, nose fractured, teeth knocked out or whatever from the veneers got fucking knocked out, okay? And all of that shit, bitch. And I'm saying all of this because we got to see her in the emergency room. She said, listen, I ain't never known a love like this before because once this shit happened, Sean saw it, he came running, and he just laid on the floor with me. And I'm on there crying, we crying, you cry, I cry, we cry together until the emergency and the ambulance came and got my ass. I said, Towanda do seem happy in this relationship. Compared to the fucking relationship that she had with Andre, this is a complete 180. Because we never saw that man give her any type of fucking affection. Andre couldn't stand her ass. And I said, you listen, I don't know, like, why, this, even when they got married, what was it? Okay, like, we wasn't living in a time where you had to, you know, marry a person just because you got them pregnant. Bitch, you could have just been a baby daddy. And he's not even in them kids' lives. He hasn't been active in them kids' lives in years. Just to let y'all know, that's an ain't shit nigga right there. Okay, but that's why we was all with Tamar when she was saying on Braxton Family Values, divorce that nigga. Why you keep on holding on to that nigga, okay? We was on there with that, okay? But that was cute. That was cute. That's a man, I guess. You know, he laid that there on the concrete and all that shit or whatever for her. That was nice. That was nice. Being there for his baby, he was very concerned, as he should. Mama got fractured wrist in a couple of places, to the point where either, because they put a soft cast on, they either gonna have to later put a hard cast on, or she's gonna have to get surgery. Bitch, get the surgery so that shit can go ahead and heal up, right? Okay? Nose fractured as fuck, right? All of that shit. And I point all of this stuff out. Why did I point all this out, y'all? Because Tamar got up on the internet last month. Or was it August? At the end of August, early September, basically saying that she had, you know, had an accident. She didn't know what was going on. And she woke up in a pool of fucking blood. And her nose was fractured. And 4 teeth was missing. Then she proceeds to get on live. She proceeds to give on live. Not near fucking bruise on her goddamn face, on her fucking nose. Nothing was looking swollen. Fuck that makeup. Her face was the exact fucking same as it was in that video that that's going around the internet now. Her at that goddamn concert. Face was untouched, bitch, and I don't think she wouldn't have had surgery either. That's the face that she been had. That nose was never broken at that moment. And them teeth never came out. Because, bitch, you would have had some type of effects. And see, Towanda, she fucked her shit up. That bitch got hit by a goddamn car and she fell on the goddamn concrete and she busted her shit up. And you see where her shit is damaged. Bitch, we don't even see a fucking scar. And you can't put all that makeup and shit on there and you can't be up there. Bitch, get the fuck up out of here. It was a lie. It was a lie the whole time and I'm going to keep on fucking saying it. And I know the shit was a lie. I know firsthand that shit was a lie. Moving on from that. But, bitch, we get into that, and, you know, Towanda feels some type of way because Tony ain't going to be able to make it, but Tony had already said that she wasn't going to be able to make it because, you know, she got her little tour thing going on, or I should say her residency going on, which is understandable. And Towanda was somewhat understandable, but she still was disappointed or whatever. And I get feeling disappointed that your family is not going to be there, but your secondary family, your chosen family, your friends are stepping up more so than your family is that you would expect. And she was having a little breakdown because she was just like, you know, when they got married and when they do stuff, I was always there planning stuff, helping and doing all of this and making sure this and this and this. And but when it comes time for me, because Towanda never had a marriage, well, she never had a wedding and she never had all of this. So it's like, I do all of this for y'all and y'all ain't gonna do it for me. That's fucked up. I understand that aspect of it, right? But at the same time, we know how Tony is. Okay? Tony gotta work. But also, I get it. Because you would want your family to be there. But one part about it, Towanda, we're going to have to be fucking real with ourselves, okay? And you're going to have to be real, too. Tamar said that she was uninvited. You get up there and you finally go to Tulum. First of all, I'm in a cast. My face hurt. I ain't going on no goddamn airplane and I'm not going down to no fucking Mexico or nowhere. I'm going to my bed. I'm being like what Tony said, bitch, go lay the fuck down. Yes, I will. Okay, because when I want to go and I want to enjoy myself and I have to say, ooh, I eat, bitch. I want to say, ooh, I eat because my feet hurt so much from walking around and just having a good ass fucking time. I want to say, ooh, I eat. My body hurt because the waves was just hitting me all up in my side and tossed me like a fucking salad, like I weighed 2 pounds, bitch. Okay, that's what I want to say, ooh, I eat in the next morning. I want to say, ooh, I eat because never mind. That's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? But bitch, I don't want to say no. Ooh, I eat because my body hurt because I got hit by a car. Girl, go home and sit down and recover for a second, bitch. Okay. But then we get into this whole thing of you not understanding why the people's not there for you, right? And then specifically we talk about Tamar because then Tamar talk about how she's not going to Tulum. She wasn't invited or she was invited and uninvited and all this stuff. And then she said that one of the showrunners had told her that basically Towanda said she didn't give a fuck if she came and she didn't want her there, some shit like that. And then Towanda, you get into a scene basically like, you know, I thought my sisters would have come and it's the whole thing about me wanting, like y'all should want to come. Y'all should automatically just want to come, including you talking about Tamar too. And Tamar said this thing that she said in previous seasons about how you don't talk to me until the cameras start rolling. And I 100% believe that, and I 100% know that. Here's the thing. And then when Tamar said, you know, we've been having a contentious relationship for the past few years. Why we don't really get along, I don't know. You know exactly why y'all don't get along. And it is deep, okay? It goes deep. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't, Towanda tolerates her. I'm going to just put that out there. Towanda tolerates her. Okay? And we already know that she, at this moment, and if you, I don't want to tell her business. But if you knew what was really going on, you would understand. But at the same time, Towanda, you cannot get up on this camera and say, I want my sisters there. I wish they would have just took the initiative, and you're including Tamar into that shit, and then saying that you wish they would have did this and all this, and then you acting like you wanted the girl there, but then you telling the showrunner, I don't give a fuck if she come. I don't want her here or whatever because she would have fucked shit up. That's the real you, okay? That's truly how you feel. Not this, oh, I wish my sisters was here. You should have said, I wish my sisters, meaning Trina and Tamar, or Trina and Tony. That's what you meant. Because you don't fuck with Tamar like that, okay? And like you said, the bitch would have came there and she would have fucked some shit up. That's how you truly feel. Because she probably would have made it about herself. Or y'all would have got into it. That's just what it is, okay? And I really feel like you was putting on and you're trying to save face for the cameras a little bit. That's sorry, I gotta just be real. That's how it felt, okay? Because what? Did you really want that girl there? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And you can't expect her to want to be there when she already know that you don't fuck with her like that. So we got to be 100% real. Like, and this is what I'm talking about. Reality shows ain't real. You can't get on here faking and phony in it. And that's why the people sometimes be coming at you because they feel like you fake a little bit. And in this moment, you're giving them ammunition because you know that you don't fuck with her. So why would you care if she comes? And especially, and I get it on one hand because that's still your family. And yeah, this could have been a moment where y'all bonded and got together and tried to work things out. But this ain't the moment to do. In my mind, I'd be like, no, this is all about me. This is about my wedding. This is about my get together so as we can celebrate me and everything. I don't want none of my events to be fucked up with some drama. No, I just want to have fucking fun. That's just what it is, okay? So yeah, maybe it was best that Tamar didn't come. I don't want somebody to be invited to any event that I have, whether you're friend, family, acquaintance, or whatever. If we have an issue and it's so big that we barely even talk, I don't want you come to any of my events. And I'm not going to be fake as shit and invite you to my event when we have not worked out our differences yet. Because that's awkward as fuck. And I don't know which way the shit gonna go. And I don't want my shit to be fucked up because then I'm going to really be mad at you and myself and everybody else. It's going to be all misfiring. Okay? So let's keep it real, Towanda. You didn't want that girl there. You didn't want her there. You didn't want her there. And we would be totally okay if you would have said that the truthful, that you didn't want her there. And just believe I know that you didn't want her there. Come on, baby girl. Like, no. And so I do believe that, yeah, that whole thing that Tamar said about she only talks to me. Like, when she said, she gave her the invitation and said, do you want to be my matron of honor? Okay. She done gave everybody else that was there and said that they were her ladies of honor. And she told Tamar, do you want to be my matron of honor? Tamar thought that was going to be an olive branch. And then she sent her a video message. Bitch, it is my grandparents. Oh my God. It's my grandparents' anniversary. Oh, today the 17th, right? Yes. It's my grandparents' anniversary. I got to send him a message. But yeah, so you do all of that. And she sends you a video message. And you don't respond back? Bitch, I wouldn't have showed up either. The fuck? I gotta call a fucking spade a spade. I can't get on here and be like, oh, this person is wrong, that person is wrong, that person's wrong, and you're right. No. We gotta keep it fucking real. You know what the deal is, okay? Come on. Any human being that don't, girl, whatever. Okay, that's fake and phony. Moving on from that. Yeah, you want your sister, you want your family there because that's your family, but at the end of the day, you got to talk that shit out. You got to talk that shit out before, because I don't want your presence there. Just, it didn't feel weird that you there. We ain't talking all that shit. And it's like, what you really here for? Are you really here to celebrate me, or you here to silently judge me? That's how I feel. Girl, anyway, moving on from that. Excuse me. They do a little zip lining, all of that shit. We get a little mention of Tracy, bitch. Every time they mention Tracy, I just be like, that's what we're missing. And that's why it just feels also another disconnect, because Tracy is no longer here, and that's unfortunate. Tracy really was, I don't give a fuck. Tracy was the glue. Tracy was the comedic relief that we truly needed. Tracy was fun. Tracy was fun. I cannot believe it. Everybody just getting up out of here, and I don't need no more news, bitch. I don't like, girl, that just made me real sick. Cause y'all, D'Angelo really dead. Everybody is just dead. Everybody dying that ain't never died before. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But anyway, then we get to the end. While they was at the little bachelorette party, you know, they playing dicks with dicks and shit like that. And one thing I will say this. Oh, let me get on this shit too, bitch. Trina, I felt bad for you a little bit. Because while they was at the bachelorette party, you know, she get a phone call from her husband, and he was in the emergency room, and they said that basically he had congenital or congestive heart failure. Okay, my mama got that. My mama got that for the reasons of stressed out. I told y'all about my mom and her health problems, right? And all of it could have been prevented. And the reason why my mom got sick is because she was basically working herself to death for way too many years without taking any real breaks. And the job that she was working damn near killed her. And then when she got sick and had to go to the hospital and then got out the hospital and was trying to work remotely, they didn't give a fuck. They basically made it so that you either gonna come in, mind you, they knew her situation and had already proved for her to, you either gonna come in or she said, fuck this shit, I'm finna resign. And that's what she had to do. She retired. She was basically forced to retire before they, because what are you doing? And it just goes to show these companies take the PTO, take that vacation time. And I got to keep telling myself that. Take that PTO, take that vacation time, take that sick time, all of that shit. Because these motherfucking companies don't give a fuck about you. If something happens to you that you leave, they're going to have somebody else in that position probably the next week. Okay? If that, probably shorter. All right? But, what the fuck was, he had congestive heart failure. And so, you know, she was like, fuck that shit, I'm finna come in and see my man. As she should, because I would have did the same thing. But that was basically the end of the episode, and she had told the showrunner, and she was like, listen, don't tell Towanda yet. Don't tell Towanda anything. Okay? Understandable, because she didn't want to ruin her time. Trina, let me tell you something, girl. Every time I see you, I just get disappointed. Because when we first were introduced to you, you had your little problem, whatever. We saw the signs already there that you was kind of like male-centered in a sense. You would choose a man over anything. We saw that. But you were likable as fuck. You really were, okay? You was up here sucking dicks and all that shit and didn't give a fuck. I said, hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Nowadays, I look at you and I'm just so like disappointed. I'm so disappointed with this whole stance that you taking with your niece. You literally, after this last episode, the first episode went on, and I feel like at this point, you may either need to not talk about this subject if you're not ready to be 100% real and take accountability for your part in it, because I and just about the majority of the people believe your niece 100% about the things that she has been experiencing throughout this whole time, her growing up, and with your husband as well, or your ex-husband at the time, okay? For you to get up on the camera with your current husband and to say that you feel as though the situation that's being talked about really shouldn't be talked about. This is basically what she's saying. Really shouldn't be talked about because both parties or the person that is being accused and all this shit is not here to defend themselves. Excuse me? You still don't get it. You still don't get it. And then I had somebody, because I did a TikTok video about this, right? Because when I seen it, I just had to speak up on it. And somebody in the comment gonna say, we should give her some grace because of the way that she grew up and the time. Girl, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. I'm so tired of y'all saying we should give this person grace and give them grace for this and give them grace for that. I don't give a fuck what time you were born in. You're a grown ass person. Okay, I don't care what your environment was. You are a grown ass person. You're able bodied. You can fucking think, and you know how things are today, and you know what's right and you know what's wrong. That was a grown ass man preying on your fucking niece, and you up here trying to fucking protect him still as he's in the fucking grave. He ain't here to say nothing. So the fuck what? Your niece is here to say something. She has every right to put her story out there. And even if he was here, ain't no way in hell he was gonna come out and say, yeah, you know, I fucked up, I did that shit, because abusers like that don't ever do that. They don't admit it. He barely admitted that he was fucking cheating on you on the internet and talking to I ain't gonna even do that. A transgender woman. Y'all remember that? Not saying that him talking to a trans woman was bad, but that was the whole thing. And you still stayed with his ass, okay? He was cheating on you with somebody else, and you still stayed with his ass. Then you got married to him again after he was doing all that shit, putting a fucking tracker on you, okay? It got to a point where your fucking sons didn't even want to fuck with him, especially that youngest one. He didn't like his ass. And you still taking up for this motherfucker? And then you were still friends with him after y'all got divorced? And that you was probably taking care of his ass on some goddamn Sheila and Mike type of situation. What's his name on Why Did I Get Married? You was taking care of that motherfucker. I'm pretty sure you were. I'm pretty sure you was when he got sick. I ain't want the man to get sick, but goddamn it, the man wasn't a good man. And you still chose him. You still chose him over your own fucking family. Disgusting. Basura. Bitch. You make me mad. You make me mad. Okay? I can't believe you, Trina. God damn it. But then again, I can, because you always chose the man. Okay? We still, like I said, the signs was there. Bitch, you go back and you look at everything. You just like, oh, it was right there in front of our face. We've been seeing a lot of that lately. God damn, Wendy done got arrested, and we like, damn, bitch, we done synced it. We should have been keeping a lookout on all of this shit. Bitch, god damn it, let me get the fuck up over here. You guys, enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. Have fun at the concert for me, because I ain't gonna be able to be there on Saturday. I gotta wait till the 25th, bitch. Shit. Life comes at you fast. And out of nowhere. That's just really what I had to sell my fucking ticket. It hurt me so bad because I had a good ass fucking seat, bitch. But I'm gonna be there. I gotta some way, somehow. I got to, but family and life comes first. But hey, it is what it is. All right, and everybody that's going, y'all enjoy yourself. And y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all later.